So I'm making this topic on this video about one motion versus two motion. We got KD pulling up with a deep three-pointer right there, just to demonstrate that to be a good three-point shooter, you don't need a one motion shot. I've been watching YouTube and these videos are popping up talking about you need to shoot a one motion, kind of Steph Curry right here. Ooh, copy Steph Curry's motion. You don't need to do this. Let me see if that motion, that form right there. I don't know, man. It's not that accurate. Another one. Ooh, air ball. What's going on? I'm like, this is the perfect shooting form that everybody should copy, right? You know. Ooh, didn't even graze the rim on that one. That's a playoff game. If you gotta get locked in against the Cavs, got a big man on him, pulling up. Ooh, damn, Steph. You need to work on that, Steph. Oh, need to work on that, man. This guy's the greatest shooter, right? You should copy his motion because you'll get results like, ooh, man. Okay, another one. Ooh. Oh, goodness, is that the playoffs again? Maybe he's gonna have to change his form. Maybe he needs a two motion shot. I don't know. That's a one motion shot may not be working for Steph. So let's look at the 3-point stats from last year from the top shooters, and Steph's not even in the top 10. Wow, I didn't know that. Like, still a solid percentage, over 40%. But Klay Thompson, his teammate, nice amount of makes, almost 45%. We got Joe Ingles, a nice volume, over 200 makes, right? I'm like Jason Tatum, good percentage right there. Nobody's copying these guys' forms. I don't see people trying to shoot like Joe Ingles. All right, Al Horford even has a pretty good percentage. Not a lot of makes, but pretty good percentage. He's more of like a two motion shooter. JJ Redick, very good shooter. KD obviously pretty good shooting percentage right there. Well, actually very good, over 40%. So I'm trying to see why people want to copy Steph so much. I'm like, we got Klay right here. I think he has some of the best shooting form in the NBA, and it's just a standard, smooth, shooting form with the higher set point than Steph. And that's the main thing that people don't pay attention to is shooting form does not affect your ability to make a shot. Your execution of your shot is based on your practice and repetition and shot making ability. Your form can look funky, it can be kind of unique, like maybe Joe Ingles or Steph, where they have, his hand on the side of the ball, and Joe Ingles likes to kind of set the ball to the side of his head. But your form, man, Klay has a pure shot, has nothing to do with your ability to make the shot. Obviously, you want to have, good form, whatever that is for you individually. But the most important thing is having control over the shot and making the ball go where you want it to go when you're shooting it, and consistently being able to repeat that motion. So when it comes to the game, it's just all muscle memory and you can react. Because in the game, you don't want to be thinking about, oh, I got to make sure my hand's on the side of the ball, raise it over my right eye, and finish to the rim, You're not going to have time to do that unless you're just wide open. But to have a smooth, consistent stroke, you're just going to have to all be muscle memory and a motion that you're comfortable with and can repeat over and over again because you're going to have to practice that shot to get good at it. So you can see Klay right here is just money. I don't see a lot of people trying to copy his shooting mechanics because it's just a standard, boring release. And I think people want to copy Steph because it's new and they probably haven't watched a lot of basketball and they hear Steph's a great three-point shooter, so they just want to copy him because they see highlights. But having a good three-point shot and ability to knock down shots isn't always about having a cool, low set point, one motion release It's about having an effective shot. And basketball is more of an art. It's not science. So there isn't just one way to shoot the ball, one way to dribble the ball, one way to attack the rim. It's all about finding what works for you individually. And look at Joe Ingles right there, a nice step back right here. This is the playoffs, so you can see he was a go-to player, and his shot was on. And he's a very good shooter. I'm like, the Rockets were having a tough time guarding Joe Ingles because of his ability to shoot from range and get to the rim. So it's about finding what you're comfortable with. Joe Ingles is very comfortable with this kind of awkward looking shot, but I just call it unique, and it works for him, and he can repeat that motion over and over in games. MKG, people make fun of his form, calling it ugly, but it's unique. You can see he's with a coach right now, and they're talking about shooting, and that shot is wet. It's working. I'm like, you can't deny makes, and these shots, they're not lucky shots. They're going from the top right to the bottom of the net, right there. Going, there's no bouncing the back of the rim, rattlers in and out. Those are pure shots, and he's worked at it over and over again. And those makes come from repetition and practicing and being comfortable with the way you're shooting. So you don't have to have early release timing like I hear people constantly tell you. It's about having an effective shot. Effective shot has nothing to do with your shooting form. It's just having a motion that you can repeat to get the results that you want when you're shooting the ball. So we just look at this right here. It's awkward. He has a little twist, has a little hitch in there, and he has a little like body twist, but it still works. Jason Tatum has a very smooth release right there. That's something that you guys can work on, having a smooth release. And I think he makes like 100 of these in like a couple of minutes. So one of the biggest things that I would focus on is making sure you have a smooth release. All right, you don't want to have like a lot of herky jerky motion in your shot. You want to have a quick release because you want to be able to get your shot off quickly, give defenders less time to challenge your shot. Because if you're shooting like Steph, he has a lower set point because he's shooting from deeper range most of the time. But most of the time, you're not going to be shooting a three from 30 feet. So you're going to have a super quick release if you have a low set point or a low release point on your shot. So, but I just want to say Steph is a great shooter, and you can learn a lot from watching him and adding different principles of his shot into your game. But you don't necessarily want to copy his shot, and there is no definitive proof that I've seen or I've heard from anybody that says a one motion shot is actually better than a two motion shot. It's just whatever you find comfortable when you're shooting and what you can be effective with. You know, Steph is a talented player, and his ability to make shots is based on his practice and what's comfortable for him. And it's those tweaks are something that he's made to improve his game. So what you need to do if you're trying to shoot better is go into the gym and keep tinkering with your shot and keep working with your shot to improve your shot. And that may end up being making you a two motion shooter. You know, that might be something that you're comfortable with. Maybe you don't like shooting from 30 feet all the time and you struggle to get that power into your shot, or your shot gets blocked because you have a lower set point. Maybe you want to raise your set point. So customize your game, work at your game, and don't feel pressure to have a one motion shot because that is not always the answer for everybody. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm out.
Around me are familiar faces.